This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Good, I got new shoes. I got new sneakers.
I know, you came in and what did I say to you?
You said, damn, Daniel.
Yeah. They weren't Vans, but they were very white.
They were very white. They were too white.
They were very clean.
I'm in the situation where I'm very self-conscious because they're too bright.
I was blinded when you came in.
I know. And many people
who's this
today,
coming in here? The house, the sun.
A lot of people thought it was the Pope when I walked in.
Oh yeah, because he wears a lot of very white stuff.
Yeah, and they were just like blinded, and they thought it was like the like light emanating from.
Yeah,
the Pope is.
He's back out
now?
on the scene.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like the first picture the Vatican put out of him. It was from behind, and I was like, "What's going on here? Come on, show us."
Wait, like a sexy.
No, not like a. He wasn't like suggestively peering over his shoulder. He was praying or doing some Pope thing, but it was like from
likely praying. That's a lot of what he does. From
kind of like over the shoulder. I saw a headline about the Pope, by the way, where it was like, unfortunately, the Pope put his health, put the church before his health. And it's like, you know what? I think we can give a pass on the Pope putting that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the job description, right? Like,
I don't care if he does or not. If you told me, the
Pope, this guy has to look out for himself.
Yeah, like, the Pope missed a mass today because he had, a doctor's appointment. I'd be like, oh, good for him. Like, I don't care, but he does, and I think it's fine.
I think
also he's what, 88? It's not like he put the church before his health and dug himself an early grave at 35 years old. He's fine.
Yeah, the Pope can be a workaholic when it comes to religious stuff. I think that's what we expect from the Pope.
I can guarantee you, that the Pope could have been working his butt off, and you shook hands with him. It'd be like shaking hands with a baby's bottom. Because his hands would be so soft.
So I don't know. I think he's too old to have hands that soft. There's going to be something weird about his hands.
No, they might still be like saggy and stuff, but they'd be soft still, like slime.
Yeah, not a baby's bottom, more like slime.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be taut enough.
No, I don't know. Yeah, so it'd kind of be like slime. I don't think it'd be sticky.
I don't know. I don't know what the Pope gets into.
Maybe
he likes sweets. The Pope's allowed to like sweets, right?
As long as he doesn't go too far into gluttony, Tim.
Yeah, and as long as it's not a situation where he gave it up for Lent.
Yeah, or as long as it's a situation where he's not very proud of his candy, too proud of his candy.
Oh, pride.
Yeah, that could be a problem too.
Yeah.
If every time he was like, and look at the candies I got today. Every time he was in.
This is your character, Lil Stinker Pope.
Lil Stinker Pope. I get to travel all around the world and get the best chocolates and sweets from every country.
He's got his little Pope hat, but a big lolly.
Yeah, everybody's waiting. Communion's supposed to be starting, but he's like, but first.
Yeah. Under his Pope robe, he has a sailor suit.
Yeah, he's wearing a candy necklace.
The Pope, ladies and gentlemen.
The Pope. But yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, he's okay now. It's like, he's okay in the sense of like, he's still going to die. Like within the next.
We're all going to die.
No, but I mean, like within the next like 6 to 12 months, probably.
Okay. Well, I mean, for a Pope.
Yeah, but they just put him right back out there. Get back out there. Start praying again.
Yeah.
Doing masses.
Well, what was it? There was a news broadcast, right? And like they accidentally had the producer's feed on it. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I don't think I did.
And they were like somberly reporting on like, the Pope's not doing well.
Pope's not doing so
And
great.
then there's a producer that got the wrong information. And I don't know why this was on the air, but it's like, Pope died. Pope's dead. Pope's dead. Say it. Say it. Say the Pope's dead.
And he just had wrong information?
Yeah. I think it was she.
Okay.
Because women can be wrong too, Tom.
I normally don't think they can be.
And the anchor was like, well, that was an unfortunate way to find out, but
but yes, clearly the Pope is
yeah,
done.
and then I think they had to retract it because, as I'm learning now, the Pope is alive and well.
Man, that's what are the odds that like you blunder and you put the producer feed live?
Yeah.
Also, I don't understand how, like, I mean, it was a very long time ago and it was at a school and I worked at a TV studio, but we did live broadcasts. There was not a way for like anything in the control room to go live.
Yeah.
Because why would there be? Why would like the microphones, because we had the same thing, the headsets and mics so we could all talk to each other.
Mm. That seems like
completely separate system from everything else.
Can I ask you a question, Tom?
Yeah.
As somebody who's worked in the biz, so you got the NBC Nightly News, and it's current anchor Brian Williams, right? And he's out there, and he's reading the news off a teleprompter.
I don't think Brian Williams is the current anchor.
I'm pretty sure he is. So he's reading it off the teleprompter.
Uh-huh.
Now, he's also got people talking in his ears, telling him to do that. Why? Just have him read the thing.
Because you can't edit the prompter live.
Okay. But, like, how often? Like, I feel like whenever there's, like, I'm like, oh, I could be a host of something live. And then they always make reference to, like, while I'm talking, like, 3 different people are giving me constant instructions in my ear, so I have to listen to them and talk at the same time. It's like, first of all, I don't think that's possible. And second of all, what do they possibly need to be telling you that's like constant information coming into you?
Yeah, my impression from TV. Oh, and I worked at America's Most Wanted, and we did a live broadcast from there too.
Yeah, caught a lot of criminals, Tom.
Single-handedly,
caught a lot of innocent people too, and threw them behind bars.
Yeah,
you don't hear that much about that.
Unfortunately, I got 5 criminals, but 100 innocent people were caught up in the dragnet. No, but
it's not terrible odds when you think about it, Tom.
Hey, look, those 5 that were behind bars, they were bad guys.
Presumably.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's for God to judge. That's what I would always say. We were taught, at least, basically talk as little as possible to the anchors.
Right.
Because, I mean,
they got a job to do.
Especially as students, it's like they have a hard enough time reading the teleprompter. That is a thing that you have to like practice and get used to.
So you worked on some sort of show where you were an adult and literal young children were the news anchors,
children.
like 4th graders?
We did do that once a year.
Really?
Yeah, we had something called Maryland Day. That's where they had the Titanic float that I always complain about. Okay. But that was also part of it.
Deep complete guide lore. We don't need to get into it.
But that was also part of it that we would run like a thing all day at the TV studio where people could come. It was like a real shitty thing. I don't know why anybody came to do this. I mean, I guess for kids, fine, whatever. But it was, you could come in and you would sit down and we would do like a 2-minute long news broadcast, and then you'd get to watch it. But it's like you didn't get to like go home with anything. You didn't get like a tape.
Right.
Maybe we did give some of them tapes if they wanted. I don't know.
I did a tape once at the Yankees fan festival at the Javits Center.
Yeah,
I was a little kid, and you could they'd play you get to choose
a clip and you get to
what
call it.
Highlight you want, and like and I chose Don Mattingly. He broke the Grand Slam record in 1 year. And so me and this other guy went on to become actually a prominent broadcaster in real life. We went in the booth, and I was a kid, and he was an older kid. And I was like, I'm hot shit, man. I was in the drama club at school.
Yeah.
I'll be able to do that. Tom, they start this clip. I clam up. I don't know what to say at all. I don't talk. I have the video still, the VHS at home, and they sent me home with the VHS. I don't think I said one word.
Wow. Yeah, you couldn't even.
This other guy was just talking the whole time, and I was like, well,
was he like calling it, or was
yeah,
he?
He was like,
okay.
and Mattingly steps
Well,
up to the
then
plate.
you were there for color commentary.
I know, but I had nothing to say. I didn't know what I could possibly say.
Yeah, Don Mattingly's
Had a mustache.
Played for the Yankees for a number of years by this point.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. That could have been his rookie season. I didn't know what.
And
I know a lot about baseball,
How
Tom.
did he break the Grand Slam record in his rookie season?
No, within one season. Like
yeah,
the
but
most
still in his rookie season.
Yeah, it's when you're at your
no,
most
you
virile.
got to get used to it. You got to get, you're still getting hot foots all the time and stuff. You can't.
It came down to I didn't know much about baseball, and I thought I could go in and wing it, and I couldn't wing it, and the other guy could, and he's I think the political director for ABC News now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he got.
And I'm furious about it. Every day I was just like, if only I got my shit together at the Yankees Fan Festival in 1992, maybe I would be a bigwig at the news station.
Yeah, he probably sent that in as his demo tape.
Probably.
Right? Yeah.
And then he was also just like,
they were like,
look
well,
how I
if you're-
carried this other nobody.
Yeah. Well, if you're half as good at political commentary as you are at calling baseball games, calling baseball highlights.
This was sage wisdom from him because he's like I think 3 or 4 years older.
Yeah.
No, maybe even 5, Tom.
Wow.
5
so
years
you've
older.
still got plenty of time, then.
As we were walking in, he went like, so we're going to call this as if we don't know this is going to happen. We're pretending we're calling it live.
Yeah,
That's very insulting to me at the time. It's like, don't you think I know this? I'm about to go in and kill it. But like, for how bad I was at it, I don't blame him for being like, you understand what this whole freaking premise is,
If
right?
he hadn't said that, he would have gone in and been like, well, we all know this clip. We've all seen this before.
This guy's about to hit a grand slam. Just wait,
watch.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Was it on this pitch?
Strike
Next
one or
one.
ball one. I don't know. One of them.
How do we get onto this? The Pope?
I got new shoes.
Oh, you got new shoes. Yeah. Why'd you get white shoes if you're self-conscious about having white shoes?
Because, Tom, I need to start wearing all different types of pants. And what goes with all types of pants? White shoes.
Don't black shoes go with? Well, I guess not bright colors.
No.
Yeah.
Tom, I told you last week I'm on this Capsule Wardrobe website. I think they know a little bit more than you do.
But didn't you also say like all the clothes you were buying were like black or gray or white?
Yeah, but you know what? Or blue.
Or blue, or very dark blue.
Some nice white sneakers go with like a navy khaki pant, or black jeans, or blue jeans.
Yeah.
You might know them, or even gray pants. Tom, gray pants, gray slacks.
Yeah, but those are all things you could wear black sneakers with too.
Black sneakers are for the bad kids.
Tim, I wear black sneakers. How dare you?
No, well, okay, yeah. I'm thinking like, you know the sneakers I'm talking about.
Like ones that are like all black, like the sole, like it's like a blacked out, like the what do you call it? The sole, I guess, the rubber.
Yeah,
there's like a name for it, like a sneaker name for like the sidewalls, kind of.
Sidewalls.
Yeah, like I'm not talking about the bottom of the shoe. I'm talking about like the rubber part you see in profile when you're looking at a sneaker.
Anyway, maybe I'll get black shoes too.
Yeah. Anytime I've gotten not black shoes, black like sneakers, I've regretted it. Nah, I get gray sneakers sometimes, and I don't regret that. But like anytime I've been like, this is boring. Let me get like a fun color. It's like, I got like red sneakers. And it's like, great, now I can't wear these with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just going to draw attention.
Or it's like a sometime shoe. Like, I just need something I can wear every day.
Yeah.
Actually, Tom, thanks to this Capsule Wardrobe, I'm going to have 2 pairs of shoes.
2 pairs of shoes?
Yeah. I'm really leveling up in life.
Wear set on your hands?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm going to get one shoe size 10, right? Because that's what fits my foot.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get like Shaq
Oh,
size shoes.
yeah,
to
like
put
much
over,
bigger. Yeah.
Over the shoes.
Yeah, and then when you get to work, you can take off. Let me get comfortable. Take off the big shoes, and you still got. Hey, you can't take your shoes off. This is a job.
Yeah. Oh my God, Tom, that's exactly what would happen.
And then you're like, boy, you're about to feel like the biggest moron who's ever walked the face of the earth.
That guy would get fired instead of me.
Yeah. Now, in your mind, you would get fired potentially for wearing such big shoes to the office.
No, for taking off your shoes at the office.
Oh, I see.
Then this guy's like, you can't do that, trying to narc out on me. Turns out, I still have shoes on. He's a tattletale. He gets fired.
Yeah, I forget that your job has that harsh tattletale policy.
No tattletales.
No tattletales. You're fired right away.
Yeah. Thrown down the elevator shaft.
Tim, this week we're talking donuts.
Everybody's listening to us talking about the Pope and freaking white sneakers. So when are they going to get to the donuts?
Yeah. Shit, I thought I had a funny joke, a funny play on words to start this episode, but I don't.
Donkey Lips had a pretty good
The Donkey
joke.
Lips from Salute Your Shorts?
Yeah, on the first episode of Salute Your Shorts had a good donut pun.
Oh, what was it?
It took me I'll deliver it the way that the character on this 1990s Nickelodeon sitcom delivered it. And tell me if it makes sense to you. Fee, fi, fo. I smell dough. Nuts, get it?
I mean, I guess, like...
That's how he says it.
Oh, that's what, yeah.
He goes, fee, fi, fo. I smell dough. Nuts, get it?
Okay.
I think it was like, they should have done another take with Donkey Lip.
Yeah.
It should have been, fee, fi, fo. I smell dough. Nuts. Get it? Yeah.
Well,
that's, hey, what is this show if not punching up short-lived Nickelodeon shows from 35 years ago?
yeah, that probably often did one take and moved on to the next setup.
Donkey Lip's good character. I don't know what. I think the man was in a movie recently.
Yeah, he's like a working actor. He's still out there doing stuff. Yeah, all the kids on Salute Your Shorts. I salute them.
That's when you could hire a child actor and be like, you're going to be playing the role of Donkey Lips.
Yeah. Where do you stand?
You're going to be the outcast.
Where do you stand on donuts?
Because you look different from the other kids. That's why we've cast you in this production.
Then do you think they named the character Donkey Lips after they cast the guy?
I think they probably wrote it with this guy in mind.
Yeah. Because I don't know if he had like donkey lips, but he had like unique lips.
Yeah, I wouldn't say his lips were really all that. Like, yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just I was paying attention to him because they called him Donkey Lips, and I didn't know why.
Yeah.
Donkey Lips is a pretty good nickname. That's pretty funny.
Where do I?
Where do you fall on donuts?
You know what? Ultimately, if I had to think about it intellectually, not worth it.
That's what I'm asking you to do. Think about it intellectually.
Yeah, donuts are not worth it.
Not worth the like calories, the sugar, and everything.
Yeah, I would say they are a delightful treat sometimes, but like they're not so good that it's like, you know, what you just ate was 1,200 calories, right? Like it's like, oh well, if I had known that, I would have like eaten something better for 12, like more indulgent for that much.
Yeah, especially if you have like a donut that you feel it's like it's like a light, airy donut, but then you find out it's got just a ton of calories in it. It's like, well, I would have gotten fucking pancakes or waffles then.
Yeah. Where do you come down on donuts?
I love them, Tim. I can't get enough. No, I'm not I've never been a huge donut person, but here's my thing with anything like sweet, which is if it's out, I'll eat it and I'll keep eating it.
Same.
Like I can't think of too many times I've ever bought a donut, you know, where I've been like, oh man, I'm just really craving a donut, or like I gotta seek out this donut shop. But I can think of multiple times where like somebody brought a dozen donuts and I ate 4 donuts.
Because they're on the table. The box is open. Do you do that thing where it's like, oh, I'm going to cut it in half and put the half of it in, and then you just like eat half of 8 donuts?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you just go back and eat the other half later. You go like, oh, well, nobody's going to eat this. I was giving this to somebody else.
For those just joining, we're talking about donuts. A donut, of course, is a type of pastry made from leavened fried dough. Tom, what's your favorite type of donut? Wait, hold on. We saved that shit for after the plugs.
Yeah, come on, Tim. A bunch of people were like, oh, good, I could hear it, and then turn it off.
Yeah, no.
No. You're going to have to wait for the money shot till the end. And
you're going to have to sit through us talking about where you can get our Patreon. Talking about the social media links.
I was reading about that there are 2 types of donuts. Cake donuts and yeast donuts?
Yeah, cake donuts, you know what they are? Bullshit.
What do you mean bullshit?
That's like the dry the donut that you eat where it's like 1,200 calories, but you're like, I got crumbs in my mouth.
Yeah, well, some people like those donuts.
Yeah, freaks.
But the yeast donuts, that's more like whatchamacallit, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, like a more like fried
puffy
dough. Yeah. Man, do you remember when Krispy Kreme first opened in New York City when I was a freshman in college?
I don't necessarily like remember things based on what
and then
year
me and
you
my
were in
roommate
college.
had to go all the way to Midtown to get a Krispy Kreme donut. We made like a
fighting Midtown traffic.
Yeah, we made a special trip to go get donuts.
Yeah.
That's something you can do when you're 18.
Krispy Kreme was like just a huge deal when it came out.
Yeah.
Or maybe not when it
You're
came out.
not talking about like a bang for your buck. You're talking about like it was a big deal to people. Like people made a big fuss over it.
People made just unbelievable fusses over Krispy Kreme donuts, at least when it came to like New York or the East Coast in general. And then I've never seen a chain go from that so rapidly to like, everybody's sick of it.
That's what rapid expansion
you put
does.
one on every corner and now nobody gives a shit.
That, and when you do that, the quality control is hard to maintain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're just like, just make them like big old piles of shit. They're just donuts, right? And like make them unhealthy big piles of shit. But it's like, no, there was some artistry. That I recall.
I think
when I made that trek to Midtown.
I think, I don't know this for sure, but I imagine what happened to them was the same thing that happened to Dunkin' Donuts, which is that Dunkin' Donuts used to bake all their own donuts. That's why it was time to make the donuts.
Yeah.
That's why that man had to get up so early in the morning and go, time to make
Ernie?
the donuts.
Was his name Ernie?
I think he was Ernie, yeah. The Dunkin' Donuts commercials throughout the 80s and 90s. This just
Fred the Baker.
Baker. Yeah, of course.
What did I think his name was?
Ernie, yeah.
An asshole. What an asshole I am.
This absolute like sad sack of a man that would just get up, like the definition of a beta, right? Because he was just beaten down by the world, you know. He'd have to get up at like 4:00 in the morning, make the donuts, and then like people would come in and berate him, and that was like the commercial.
I don't remember them berating him.
I remember
he was a guy who was devoted to his job.
But he didn't enjoy his job.
I don't know that he didn't enjoy it. I think they did have some fun with like. It's so early in the morning. He's tired when he's doing it. He needs some coffee while he's doing it. But I don't think it was just like, release me from this hell.
No, I think it was. Because I think even when like it was open, that was part of the commercials. They would have people come in and like ask stupid questions. And he would. I think the stupid questions were like, are your donuts big fresh?
You know, in the 80s,
then he'd be mad about it.
In the 80s, people would
go
exasperated nuts for stupid questions. In commercials in the pages of Mad Magazine, where you would receive snappy answers to them.
What do you mean they would go nuts for them in commercials? Stupid questions.
In the commercial you were just talking about. Yeah.
But like, can you think of other commercials?
No, I just wanted to mention Mad Magazine to him.
Okay. Halfway through asking you this question, I realized Tim doesn't know any other examples. He just wants to mention Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
But so Dunkin' Donuts used to bake their donuts fresh on site, and now they, for years they have not done that they are baked somewhere. I think at a point they were baked still somewhere locally, and then they would be delivered.
Holy shit, shut up. I got breaking news here.
Okay.
The original Time to Make the Donuts commercials.
Mm-hmm.
That were created before 1989. We'll get back to what you were talking about. Sorry to tell you to shut up, but this is so important. They're all prematurely in the public domain.
Oh no!
Because due to failure to comply to copyright formalities which were in place at the time.
Wow! So we can create our Fred the Baker universe. No problem.
Yeah, those commercials were aired to television between 1981 and 1989 without a copyright notice and were apparently never registered at the United States Copyright Office.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Like, you don't have to do that. But I'm surprised in the 80s that was still...
Yeah.
Because I've heard of stuff from,
We got to get our hands on the original film.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can't take a reprint or something. That's
we should remaster it in 4K.
And sell it.
We'll be millionaires.
Yeah,
sell it on Blu-ray.
Who wouldn't want to see it on
4K Blu-ray?
Yeah, throwing some public domain cartoons on the disc too.
Throwing some really really old Popeyes.
Some really old what?
Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes. Yeah, they'd have to just be the comic strips because I don't think the cartoons are
all right.
public
Yeah,
domain.
we'll just do pictures and remember DVDs when they were like, here's a special feature is like some pictures of props.
Yeah, but it was like, all right,
yeah.
well, I didn't get this on VHS tapes.
Yeah, cool. All right, sorry. What were you saying?
You know what? I learned something recently, Tim. We should watch this for our Patreon for 90s movies, the golden age of cinema. You ever see Demolition Man?
I've never seen Demolition Man, Tom.
It's a good movie, but I recently learned you're aware of the Taco Bell references in the movie.
I'm aware that there are Taco Bell references.
So they're going to go to a restaurant. I think one of the characters is like, "Oh, we'll go somewhere nice. We'll go to Taco Bell." And Sly is like, "Taco Bell, Taco Bell."
Yeah, that's how he talks.
And
garbled like that. You're right.
And Sandy Bullock explains to him.
Sandy Bullock's in this film? In this picture? Wow.
She explains to him, well, ever since the fast food or the fast food wars or the franchise wars of 2042, all restaurants are Taco Bell now. Yeah. So we don't know exactly what happened in the fast food wars, but I forget. It's somehow implied that no, this was people died. This was a physical war. This wasn't a Cold War.
I would lay my life on the line for Taco Bell.
And then when we go to the Taco Bell, it's super fancy, and Dan Cortez is playing piano.
The fuck? How have I never seen this movie?
Yeah. And he's singing, because at this place, he's just singing old, jingles, commercials, jingles.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what entertainment
movies
is.
Used to be movies.
Yeah. But
Dan Cortez now goes by Dan Cortese.
I know. I was hoping we could get through one mention of Dan Cortez, that you mentioning that he goes by Dan Cortese.
Much like my third grade recorder teacher, Miss Cortese.
Oh. I mean, you were probably too young to be able to put two and two together and ask her, hey, are you related to the guy from
no, he was going by
MTV Jock?
MTV Sports and
MTV
Rock
Sports?
and Jock. Yeah. But he was still Dan Cortez at the time.
I know, but I'm saying.
And that one episode of Seinfeld that hasn't come out yet is what I would say.
Oh. right at the time. um, I thought you were implying that there was some Dan Cortez episode of Seinfeld that never came out, that still hasn't come out.
Man, imagine there was a lost episode of Seinfeld where Dan Cortez even had like a
he becomes
bigger
the fifth part of the gang.
Yeah. But then the only reason it hasn't come out yet is because he's like, nope, it's Cortese, not Cortez.
Yeah. He's like, and Jerry's
about
like, I
this.
won't change the credits.
She was like,
It's too late.
She was like a young woman, and everybody thought she was so pretty.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she got married.
Boo.
No, I mean, I was in third grade. I wasn't like, I was going to marry her. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been.
But then
I think I thought that about my third grade teacher.
I think I've told this on the pod before. But they had she for some reason she's like, oh, I got married. I think she was like 25 and like really excited about it. So she showed this third grade class that she was supposed to be teaching how to play the recorder. Her video
From the wedding.
Yeah. And they're like, you may now kiss the bride. And they like made out like they were in a porno. It was like all of those were like, what is going on here?
Why are you showing this to us?
Like, it's weird enough to show your wedding video. And second of all, like, this is a particularly inappropriate. What kind of wedding did you have?
Yeah. So it was like a November Rain style, like a tongue kiss.
Yeah. And I'm probably misremembering.
What did her husband look like?
Dan Cortez.
Was he like, no, I'm curious. Did he look like a scumbag? Like, do you think it was his idea? She was like, I can't. I'm a third grade teacher. He's like, no, we're going to.
She wasn't a third grade. She just taught recorder.
Oh, he was probably like, you just teach recorder. It's fine. We can tongue kiss in the video. No, I'm planning on showing this in my class. I remember, I think it was in fourth grade, my third grade teacher that I had a crush on, like came out to the playground one day, like out of nowhere, and was like, like I'll go on the swings with you guys for a bit. And it was like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened. But she swung the other way. I was like, you can't swing the other way. Like,
like facing the fence.
Yeah, the aides will yell at you. So that's like one of their things they hate the most. And she was like, well, no, I can't do it that way because everybody will be able to see up my skirt then. And I think I like started puberty with that sentence. I was like, see up your skirt. Well, what would they? Oh.
The puzzle pieces all click together.
So yeah, that's hot teachers. I'd like to see pictures of like the teachers in grade school I thought were hot and see like what I would think now. I'm just curious, like.
Okay. I mean, that could probably be arranged.
You know,
I feel
somebody
very strongly about it. There were class pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you like knew a private eye or something you could put me in touch with. No, like I'm just curious. First off, I think I would see these pictures and be like, oh my God, these teachers were children.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're
Like that-
20 years younger than we are.
Yeah, like that would be my first thing of like, oh, this person's right out of college. They look like they're still in high school.
Right.
But then, yeah, I'm curious, like, what my tastes were as a young man. If I was, if it was like, yep, still certified babes, these teachers, or if it was just like, you know what, there are a lot of like old haggard teachers, and this was just a young person. I think the
old haggard teachers were all like 33.
Exactly.
There were some teachers that I had that I assumed were long dead.
It's like this person was 15 years older than you.
Yeah, it was like like I was asking my mom, like, whatever happened to, like, she must have died a long time ago of old age. She's like, no, she's like 53 years old now.
Yeah, she's still teaching.
Yeah.
Huh.
Whatever.
Well, it sounds like you need to look at some of these old pictures too.
I mean, I'm like, yeah, I really want to.
You should offer this as like a service, Tim.
You know what, finding old yearbooks?
Yeah, for people, like, you tell us Nah, we'll figure out who the hot teachers are. That's part of the service. We'll
The problem is all these hot teachers
Mm-hmm.
were taken off the market, and then their last names changed.
So you can't track them down anymore.
Right.
Same thing with like the hot, quote unquote hot male teachers that that the girls had a crush on. Like I'm curious if in my head as like a kid that's like, he's not that handsome. If I would look at some of these pictures, be like, that guy's a grade A beefcake.
I'm trying to think of one.
There were some. The girls.
You were jealous of the
No,
teacher?
I'm just saying the girls would talk about like, oh,
and
this
you were
guy's-
saying like he's not that handsome.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it followed probably the same pattern of like just whoever the youngest teachers were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And one of them turned out to be a sex offender.
Oh, more than one of them turned
Yeah.
out to be sex offenders.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was like, he's not that handsome. His hair on his face, it's disgusting.
Oh, you like that kind of thing?
Man, Tim, the other day I've been playing a online video game a lot lately.
No, you?
I don't really play online games a lot. I like just solo games.
Right.
I've been playing Marvel Rivals. It's all the Marvel heroes. You're fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who do you play as?
mostly I play as Thor.
Okay. The worst one?
The worst one?
I mean, they're the worst movies.
No, Ragnarok's a good movie. All the other ones are bad. First one's not bad. But anyway.
Was Ragnarok post Endgame?
No.
No.
It
Okay,
was
so
right
I saw
before.
it.
Yeah.
I saw Ragnarok.
That
I
was
don't
the
recall.
first Taika Waititi one.
Okay.
And then the second one that he did was not good at all.
Right.
But anyway.
Every Marvel movie I ever saw, Tom,
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed the exact same amount.
Okay.
The same movie that I watched 17 times. And that's not necessarily a criticism. It's like every Big Mac I had,
Yeah.
was the same.
Yeah. I mean, there are ones that I definitely like and dislike certain ones more than the others, but I won't argue with them that it's like, but yeah, the overall like, average
The
or
range
whatever.
of like
Yeah, what do you call that? Like the percentage within
the standard
yeah,
deviation.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was, don't play online a lot, but I was playing online, and you can hear people in the
Yeah,
thing.
you want to say slurs into your headset microphone.
I'm shocked. I've been playing this game online. I've not heard a slur or even like any, like cursing out or anything.
You know what I've learned, Tom?
What's
I
that?
think the kids are all right.
Maybe they are.
Yeah.
But I was playing, and this one guy sounded like me, like a grown man, and he's like, it's 6v6. It's like teams. You're playing against each other. So this guy's on my team, and he's like, after the first round, hey, Spider-Man, can you switch off and play maybe a DPS character? It'd be better for the team composition. Maybe somebody like Star-Lord. And then the mic comes on. The person playing Spider-Man goes, but I don't like playing Star-Lord. Oh, no. Tim, I think this kid might have been literally 4 years old.
And you guys have the same hobbies. That's nice.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, of course he's playing as Spider-Man. Every 4-year-old's favorite character is Spider-Man. Spider-Man, one of the hardest characters to play with in the game.
Well, this
Very
4-year-old,
No, he was very bad at it. But then after that, like the other guy didn't say anything anymore. He was just like,
that's
all right,
humiliating.
fine, be Spider-Man, whatever.
And very funny request too. To like, I don't know.
He had such a like reason and using all this terminology and everything, but he didn't like Star-Lord. So what are you gonna do?
That's fantastic. Donuts, though, Tom.
Donuts. Americans consume 10 billion donuts a year.
It was a small child.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This can't be right. The average American eats 63 donuts a year?
That's not true. Somebody
That's more
somebody is skewing that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. On average, people eat more than one a week? That's
How many donuts do you think you consume in a year?
that's the thing. I would say
Wait, are they talking about munchkins too?
no. You can't include munchkins in that. How many donuts do I eat in a year? I'd say less than a dozen. It's pretty infrequent that I'll eat a donut. I'm much more of a like savory breakfast person to begin with. And yeah, I don't know, like a donut.
You have like a chicken piccata for breakfast.
That'd be nice. Donuts don't, you're right. Like they taste delicious, but they're not satisfying. Like you can eat a bunch of them and like you'll never feel full. You'll just get to a point of feeling like sick.
Yeah. Can I tell you something that bothered me? Like there's a really good elevated donut place. Donut shop about a block away from my son's daycare. And like every day I'm like, should I go and get a donut in there?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like every day it's like, no. Like those are really good. But even still, like, they're like, they got like, they're all like bespoke and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be like $8 or something.
Well, this is the thing that gets my goat. Whenever there's like Teacher Appreciation Week or whatever, and like,
they ask for proof.
No, at the school.
Oh,
and it's like parents like, hey, like, and some parents
you send your kid in with an apple.
No. It's like parents are designated to like, oh, on this day you're gonna bring donuts for all the teachers or whatever. But it's like, you gotta get them from the fancy place. You can't get them from Dunkin' Donuts 2 blocks away because some fucker set the precedent. And so now, like, when it's your week to get donuts for the teachers, it's not like I could go to Dunkin' Donuts, but the teachers would be like,
are gonna go,
oh, this fucking family.
Yeah, if you
cheaping out.
If you're going to do it, you might as well.
And these donuts are like $6 a donut. So, it's a struggle, Tom. It's
sounds
a
like it.
Struggle sometimes. But the donuts are good. But my point is, like, even eating one of those donuts isn't like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is so much better than a Dunkin' Donuts donut. But
we well, my first thing I was going to say is, what about buying a box from them and putting Dunkin' Donuts in that box?
No, people would know.
Yeah, but then they'd sound crazy if they said it.
No, because they'd all say it to each other.
Yeah,
right?
but if you were still there, you'd be like, oh, I guess I've got to take that up with the donut shop. I guess they started just selling.
Why would I do all of this? Like, I would have to get a box.
To save a few bucks.
I'd misrepresent, and then I have to stick around and watch them eat the donuts. And they'd be like, why are you still here? You're actually not allowed to be here.
Yeah, and these aren't the donuts we like.
Right.
Tim, we used to live close to a famous donut shop, Peter Pan Donuts.
Yeah.
Which
Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Yeah, which Peter Parker worked at in, I think, the most recent Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah, but that's the donut shop that he's working. I don't know if I think they just rebuilt it, but it's definitely supposed to be the same donut shop. They had ice cream sandwich donuts. You remember those?
I do. I remember.
Those were some cakey donuts. Those were some like dense donuts.
That wasn't good.
No.
I remember we all went and got them, and it was like a massacre on the street when we tried to eat them.
Yeah.
The ice cream went everywhere.
Because all they did, it was just like a very dense donut that they would cut in half like a bagel and then just put a scoop of ice cream in between it and close it up and be like, there you go. So when you bit it, all the ice cream, and I think the donuts were hot still, so
it wasn't
immediately melt the ice cream.
And the donuts there were good. I don't know. I always liked the egg sandwiches there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was also a place...
I'm the kind of guy that goes to donut shop and orders an egg sandwich. Isn't that interesting about it?
That is. They were also the kind of place that was like, there's just like an old like a family-owned donut shop that then started getting turned into, it was around that time where like donut shops in particular were like a thing in New York, where it just felt like every month there was like, oh, there's a new donut shop that you got to line up at 5 a.m. to, even get a chance at buying one of their $20 donuts.
Yeah. That business. Would you want to go into business for that kind of business? That seems stressful.
No, it's very stressful.
Like
pain in the
Bradley
ass.
Cooper and his cheesesteaks right now.
Oh, is that what's going on with Bradley Cooper? I don't know.
You don't know what's going on
No,
with Bradley Cooper right now, Tom?
I saw that he was serving cheesesteaks at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, no, he has a storefront.
Okay.
Him and another guy.
Yeah, in Philadelphia?
No, in like, I think it's in the Lower East Side.
Oh, okay.
Of New York City.
Yeah, and it's called Bradley Cooper's Donuts or something?
Well, it's a cheesesteak place, so it's not about donuts.
Okay.
So they don't put donuts in the name of the
So it's called Bradley Cooper's Cheesesteaks?
I think it might be like Brad Steaks or something.
Yeah.
And like he's often there working the griddle.
Wow. Why?
Making the cheesesteaks. Because when you're that rich,
yeah,
and I don't know, like I actually appreciate what he's doing.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm just gonna freaking. I don't even think it's like a Bill Murray like stunt. I think he's just like, I need to do something real, man.
Yeah.
I need to work a griddle.
Do you think it's like the result of him, like working real hard to be an actor his whole life and, doing a bunch of stuff, and then like, in the end, he made the most money from voicing Rocket Raccoon in Marvel movies, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna open a cheesesteak. I'll just keep doing that whenever they need me.
I mean, maybe.
And then after the Leonard Bernstein thing, he didn't get an Oscar, even though he got a big fake nose for it and everything.
Yeah, he's like, I bought that very expensive large nose.
Yeah.
Danny and Coop's cheesesteaks.
Oh, and Bradley Cooper's the Coop.
Danny. Oh yeah, his name's not Danny. Yeah, the other guy's Danny. It's on Avenue A.
Is Chris Cooper involved in this at all?
You would never know because he's like a chameleon.
Yeah.
You know what?
Nah, I always recognize him and stuff. I go,
Everybody's
hey, it's
like-
Chris Cooper. I like him.
Yeah, he's great, but like he's people should I don't know. He disappears into a role like Daniel Day-Lewis, but he doesn't get any of the credit. I mean, I think he win awards and stuff.
Yeah,
he's won like a lot of awards.
Yeah,
right?
I think he gets a good
And everybody
amount of
like
credit.
they put him in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
he's a good
he's
actor.
always
Yeah,
working.
I guess he does get crazy. Yeah, hey, good guy. Chris Cooper.
Tim,
I don't think it's Danny Di Giampietro.
Oh, that's the other guy,
Yeah.
and he's probably like the guy that actually knows like how to
I
run
don't
a
know.
restaurant.
Look, Bradley Cooper's behind the griddle, Tom.
I don't, but I look at somebody like Bradley Cooper, and I don't think that's a guy that looks like he's eating his share of cheesesteaks, and he knows how good one's made.
He's a Philly guy.
I know, but he's skinny. He's got to put some meat on him, Tim. Hopefully he's not working too hard,
Yeah.
and he's taking breaks for lunch.
Well, what I heard,
I did think when I saw him in the at the Super Bowl serving a cheesesteak, I did think like he's looking like real serious right now. He's not doing the like, hey, look at me. Ha! Isn't this funny? I'm Brad Cooper and I'm handing you cheesesteaks. That was like, oh, he looks like he's really into it.
Yeah, it's $18,
Okay.
but it's pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like
Yeah.
you wouldn't ever need two of them.
BuzzFeed.com says, while satisfying, the cheesesteak is heavy and generally underseasoned.
Like Brad Cooper's performances.
Yeah, the sides of sweet and hot peppers that they offer are necessary to cut through the oppressive servings of beef and cheese.
No, well, I mean, it's a fucking
Yeah.
cheesesteak. What do you want? Who said that?
You want to know the name so you can?
No, like what
threaten them?
publication?
BuzzFeed.com.
Oh,
it says.
BuzzFeed.com. Yeah. Put it on the list, right? They still make those lists. Tim, which city in America you think eats the most donuts on average?
Ooh, I'm gonna say Chicago.
I'm gonna say close, even though this isn't close. It's Boston,
Oh,
but
'cause
I
of the
can see
Boston
why you would
creams.
think Chicago.
Yeah.
I think just the Dunkin' Donuts in Boston.
Well, here's what I wanted to ask about Dunkin' Donuts, Tom.
Yeah.
Does anybody get the donuts from Dunkin' Donuts anymore? So much to the point where Dunkin' Donuts is like, don't call us Dunkin' Donuts anymore. Call us Dunkin'.
I was at a Dunkin' Donuts last weekend, Tim. I did not get. They had a pretty good meal deal going. You get a sausage, egg, and cheese, a thing of like little hash browns, and a coffee. $6.
I eat those little hash browns a lot.
Those little hash browns are good.
Every time
I
I'm
hadn't had them
driving back
before.
from Massachusetts.
They give them
Stop
to you
at-
at the state line.
Yeah, no, I get an egg and cheese and those hash brown bites.
Yeah.
My wife and I each get that. We don't split the hash brown bites. Tom, for
No,
the drive.
they're too good. You
They're
gotta
too
get
good.
your own.
Yeah.
But my wife did get 2 donuts. She got a chocolate donut. She likes chocolate donuts. I don't like chocolate
A chocolate
donuts.
glazed?
Yeah.
All right.
And I think it was a sour cream donut.
What's going on
Yeah,
here?
but then I ate it. I had some of it. I took a bite, and like it was good, but it didn't taste like sour cream. But yeah, I thought that was it. She was like, I just saw it and said, "Hey, you only live once."
Hey. I think that's true, actually. I was trying to refute that assertion.
Do you know about these potato donuts?
No.
Potato donuts were,
Color me interested.
they were once so popular, I think this was in the 50s, that they had their own fast food chain. You know what the fast food chain was called?
Potato donuts.
Spud Nuts.
No.
Yeah, look up Spud Nuts, one word.
Spud nuts.
Uh,
Oh, gross, Tom. I should have turned safe search on.
They're made with mashed potatoes or potato starch. I don't know why. Like, sounds great. Bring them back. I don't know.
I mean, donuts are just fried up stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like a knish to me.
Yeah.
But guess what? I like knishes, so bring these donuts back.
Independent stores remain, Tom.
Yeah, there are like a handful left, apparently.
Let's see if we can do a pilgrimage to a Spud Nuts.
I'm gonna guess like it's in the Midwest is where there's still a couple hanging on. Do you know what dough fritters, which are like similar to donuts, what they're called in France?
Royale.
I
with
think
dough?
this is like I think they're referring to like crullers. You know, you ever have a cruller?
Yeah, I only knew about crullers because of Garth from Wayne's World.
Crullers are pretty good. Yeah, there's like
There's a lot of Spud Nuts in Arkansas, Tom.
I knew it.
So many. No, you said the Midwest.
Well, what's Arkansas?
South.
Yeah, like
Kind
kinda,
of. Yeah.
kind of the South, kind of Midwest.
A couple in Florida.
Well, we've been looking for an excuse to go to Arkansas, so maybe we should go check out the Spud Nuts.
That's their state motto. Come to Arkansas. We got Spud Nuts.
Come to Arkansas and check out the Spud Nuts. I mean, I would like a Spud Nut shirt too. I think it'd be worth the pilgrimage.
You know why there's
Can you
so
imagine how
many
many questions you'd get wearing a Spud Nut shirt?
You know why there's so many Spud Nuts locations in Arkansas?
Why?
It was Bill Clinton's nickname.
Oh, Spud Nuts?
Spud Nuts.
Spud Nuts. That's what they call me.
Colorado, Florida, Idaho, Illinois. None of these places want to go. I guess Illinois.
Tastes good.
Iowa, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina.
Oh, I mean, it sounds like
Ohio.
there's a decent number.
Miss
then.
me with all these states.
France. You know what they call the donuts in France?
Royale with dough.
No, they call them
Royale with glaze.
pets de gnome in French.
Okay.
Guess what it translates to, Tim?
Donut.
Nuns farts.
No, I don't want to hear this.
That's what they call them.
I don't want to hear it. The French disgust me.
Hello, can I have some nuns farts? And you think, oh, they're about to kick this guy out of here. But instead they go, right away, sir.
Yeah.
How many would you like? Oh, Baker's dozen.
And take this baguette as well. That's a token of our appreciation.
I think most Frenchmen already have a baguette if they're out.
Yeah, maybe they saw this guy walk in and there wasn't a baguette sticking out of his bag, and they were like, "Sir, you're gonna get
arrested."
Fined, yeah.
I was reading a thing about the relationship between cops and donuts.
Mm-hmm.
That basically it started in the 50s because like donut shops were some of the only places that were open late, which is kind of weird. Like, why? Why were donut shops
That's
open
like
late?
just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it for like people working. I guess that's what it is. That's like graveyard shifts. That's what they cater to.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee and donuts.
I love a place that's open late.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like that's less and less. I've heard now that movie theaters like don't have showings after like 8:30 p.m.
Oh, really?
It's like nobody goes to late movies anymore.
Yeah.
That also might be because every movie is 16 hours long now.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Because I've had that happen a few times where I've like gone
Let's
to
go to a 9:00 movie and then you get home at 3 a.m.
Yeah, where I've been like, oh, there's 10 o'clock tickets, and then it's like, oh, the movie will end at 1:30 if I go see it at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I think probably more and more places it's just like it's not worth it because like the odds of like bad things happening go up dramatically later at night, and you've got fewer customers. So it's like, yeah, there are fewer customers, and 1 in 4 are going to, shit on the floor or try and rob the place.
I don't know that happens at movies.
I was at a Burger King and a guy shit on the floor.
What Burger King was
it? He was at a Burger King at a rest stop, and that was the first and last time I ever went to a Burger King rest stop. A Burger King, in a gas station. Because we were like looking for a Burger King. It was like, it says there's one.
Why would you ever go to a Burger King in a gas
station? Because it was like,
station?
it says there's one off this exit. And then we got there and it was like, it's a gas station Burger King. And I was like, well, how bad could it be? And then there was an ambulance taking a guy out because he shit on one of the stools in like a connected concession store or something. I don't know. I got out of there.
Yeah, you didn't get an Impossible Whopper.
No, I got a burger. I had to wait for my burger to be ready. But I'd already ordered it, so what the hell am I going to do then?
Yeah,
not eat it.
I probably wouldn't have eaten it.
I mean, the woman working there, she seemed great. This is also the place that it was such a bad thing too because she like took the order. And then she's like, all right. And like turned around and like had to get suited up to go make everything. I was like, oh, you're the only one here? Like I don't like any of this,
Yeah.
I don't like that. You have to like, and now other people are coming in and.
Yeah, shitting all over the place.
No, the guy shit everywhere. He was already there.
What do you think of the cronut, Tom?
That's the cruller donut, right? Or croissant donut.
Yeah.
Just eat a croissant or a donut. I don't need it.
Have you had the cronut?
I don't know if I have. Maybe I've had one.
No, from Dominique Ansel.
No, I definitely haven't.
You want to go one day?
No, I don't give a shit.
Well, what if I brought you one? Would you eat it?
Yeah, I'd eat. Tim, you bring me anything, I'll eat it. I just told you about how I ate this Burger King.
Somebody took a shit on it.
No, somebody didn't take a shit on it. Yeah, so cops.
You're very cool not caring about the cronut, Tom.
I mean, I don't think anybody does
it's
anymore.
The biggest rage. It's the biggest thing that's happened in New York City.
15 years ago, maybe.
My whole life.
Yeah, cops like donut shops and donut shops like cops because then they got cops sitting around there so people can't come in and shit on the tables.
Rob them. You saw Boogie Nights.
Yeah, what happened in Boogie Nights?
There's, I think, a shooting in a...
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's been a long time
Is
since
that
I've
Don
seen
Cheadle?
it. He's in the movie. He sells stereo equipment, if I recall.
No, doesn't he go into a...
I forget what happens with the donut thing.
shop, and there's an armed robbery. Boogie Nights I haven't seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a million things happen in that movie. Is that movie like 11 hours long?
Nah, I think it just moves quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't dilly-dally. Yeah. Tim, we got to wrap it up. We got to get to these donuts. People have been sitting at
I haven't seen it in so long.
Edge of their seats. If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgt.com. You can find links to our Discord and our subreddit and our Patreon. Patreon.com/complete guide, where you get weekly bonus episodes. This week, it's an episode of The Golden Age of Cinema, where we're covering the biggest movies of the 90s. And this week, we're covering GoldenEye. 007 James Bond.
Hell yeah.
Bond is back. One of the few James Bond movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, same.
It was GoldenEye. And we
watched it for the podcast.
Yeah. Patreon.com/complete guide if that's interesting to you. You can get that episode and all the back episodes, all the back Patreon episodes as well.
He goes into the donut shop. He's looking at the donuts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skipping around. Up, and there's an armed robbery.
So it's not him robbing it.
No.
Okay, yeah.
And then the guy at the table pulls out a gun while the guy is pointing the gun up, and he shoots the armed robber, and the armed robber shoots him and shoots the donut guy, and now everybody's dead except for Don Cheadle. Yeah,
and he gets all the donuts he can eat, probably.
And I think he takes the bag of money.
Oh, I do remember this part now, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim,
that was a play-by-play of the donut shop scene from Boogie Nights.
What is your favorite type of donut?
You're going to hate me for this, Tom.
Well, we'll
You're
find out.
You're going to hate me because you ain't me.
Yeah.
Boston cream.
Oh, I'm not going to. I mean, that's...
Because if you're going to do it, just fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like cream.
Yeah, but what about Boston cream?
No, I like ice cream.
Oh, yeah, just freeze a Boston cream.
But no, I don't. There's something about like the texture of a Boston cream. I don't like it. I actually hate it.
Okay.
They're probably my least favorite type of donut.
Well, you haven't had one from Wilhelm's Bakery.
No, I think I have had them from Wilhelm's Bakery.
It doesn't exist anymore.
That's also where my parents got donuts from.
Yeah. My dad saw Brett Saberhagen in there one day.
Really? Yeah. Brett Saberhagen screamed at my brother once for running around on the bowling alley of his pit and fun. Tim, do you know what my favorite donut is?
Let me ask.
Okay. Or guess, you mean?
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Is it stuffed?
Yes.
Jelly.
Yeah.
You're a jelly donut, man.
Yeah, I like jelly donuts.
I think jelly might actually be my favorite. The thing with the thing is, are you thinking of the Wilhelms where it's covered in sugar?
Yeah. It's also got the like not powdered sugar, the like granulated sugar all over.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
It's like kind of sharp.
We're on the same page here. Yeah, I changed mine to jelly donut. Another favorite of Garth.
Yeah, well, and give your second favorite donut. Let's say they're out of Boston cream. What are you getting?
Jelly.
Let's say they're out of jelly. What are you getting? I guess you already did give your two favorites.
Yeah.
Well, then my second favorite, pink frosted sprinkles. The Homer
Simpson.
Yeah.
I got feelings about how like that became like the Simpsons logo thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But I see that. I think that's like a classic donut, right? Because like that implies the light and fluffy donut, and then you got some fun frosting on it.
Yeah, and I like because it's usually like a strawberry flavor, and I like that.
Yeah.
It was because of the Simpsons movie that became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what are you gonna do?
Bad movie, right?
Simpsons movie? No,
yeah.
I think a Simpsons movie is funny. Yeah.
There's one funny Tom Hanks joke.
Oh yeah. There's a good. Please let me be.
If you see me in public, please let me be.
All right. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.